Anyway, sorry. What's going on, everyone? Balanced Perception here. We are here with our very first live, and we're here, to talk about a few things. You guys are free to ask us questions. Of course, we have an agenda, but it's going to be a little bit more open, of course. So, we actually today have been, doing a lot of things. Actually, a lot of lounging around, but the lights are going crazy because Asia is. I don't know what the hell she's doing. Like, hold up. Oh my! It's like a disco party in
Well,
here.
maybe we're supposed to have a disco.
Uh, hold up. It's supposed to be just set for. There we go. That and then that. There we go. So now we have the light set. So yeah. Anyways, today we were actually watching.
They're
Nope,
still
it's
changing.
I don't know what Asia did. I've never had this happen before, but it's all right. Anyway, so we were actually watching Five Nights at Freddy today, and that's why we have the helmets here on the table. And so that was like the main goal of the stream was to talk about it because I don't know, I've just been going crazy thinking. I mean, I don't know, like Five Nights at Freddy is just I don't know, I just love it. I absolutely love it, even though I haven't even played the game that much, but.
I watched the gameplay, and that was enough for me. I maybe made it through. I don't even know how long.
Go ahead.
What? That's
What
all I
did
had
you
to
think
say.
about the movie?
The movie was good. I think it was like when I went into it, I kind of expected it to be just kind of like a straight up horror film, like horror for the sake of horror. Also, when I was looking at the movie afterwards, I didn't realize it was a PG-13 movie. So there's that. So it probably wouldn't have been that scary if I would have realized it was like for PG-13. But I thought it was going to be horror for the sake of horror based on what I've seen of the game. I thought it was just going to be like this all out, like, I don't know, like Saw, something crazy like that, just scary. But it had like a really developed plot where you do have this element of like scary horror, but there's so much else surrounding that, which I really liked and appreciated. Because too, like, so this is very unrelated, but The Walking Dead, for example, I never watched that because I was like, okay, this is going to be horror for horror's sake. Like, it's just going to be scary zombies all this time. But then when I watched it, I said, oh, this is about so much more than zombies.
Yeah.
And of course, there are some like jumps and this and that or whatever, but that's not even the main crux of the story. And that's what I felt like about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, like it was very different, of course, from the game. I thought it was going to be more so just about the guard trying to be, like escape the animatronics or whatever, escape Freddy and his group. But I don't know, like the daughter spin, well, not daughter, his sister spin and everything, and the thing with the cop. I thought that was pretty good. So it just basically reinforced my urge to print all of these helmets. All I've gotten through so far are, of course, Freddy over here, and then, of course, Spring Bonnie or, the Yellow Bunny. But hopefully you guys can hear it in the background. I actually have Funtime Foxy printing, and I'm hoping I don't have to get up in the middle of this stream and actually make sure the filament doesn't run out for that. It's going. I'm hoping. I think it's like, actually, I can't see it. Maybe like 87% or something like that. And I'm hoping I don't have to get up and change the filament. But anyways,
he's been stalking the filament all day.
Because actually on that printer, it's the CR10S5. The filament runout sensor on that one is unlike the one on the CR10S3s. It's actually just, I don't know, looser, I guess that's the word for it. So
we got Just G.
Oh, Just G, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, he's actually an awesome, another 3D printer, like 3D printing guy, I guess that's the word to say. Yeah, and he has some really awesome content and some really cool helmets. And I actually need to converse with him about a few things about that. But yeah, thanks for watching. But anyway, so again, the filament runout sensor on that printer is different than the ones that's on the CR10 V2 and V3s. So I really don't have a way to get that one to sense it. So all I do is put it off to the side and I ram a piece of filament in it. So it doesn't actually monitor the filament that's on there. So anyway, so that's that. But
so many technical things. So what did you think about the movie?
So I thought the movie was really, I thought it was just good. I wanted the group to be a lot to be more. What's the word I'm looking for? Just more scary, I guess. I
Yeah.
wanted them to be more. I don't know, because like in the game, you're sitting in the office and you have to control the doors. And so I wish that's what was going on. Like he was controlling the doors because they were trying to get in there and kill him. But then again, I don't know if I'd want to watch. How long was the movie? Probably like an hour and a half. I think it's like an hour. I don't know if it's 2 hours.
It was I think an hour and 11. Or it was an hour and 11 minutes. It was 111 minutes, so almost at 2 hours.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'd want to watch 2 hours of someone trying to close and open doors and make sure he manages his power level to the animal. I mean, not the animal.
I mean, I don't know if my nerves could get through all of that.
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to see it, but like they would have to do something to spruce it up because, of course, that would get boring after I'm sure about 20 minutes or so. So yeah, but
it was such an interesting angle out too. I wasn't expecting it to be like the way that they did it with the ghost of children, like in the animatronics that made it do the thing that it was doing. I was like, oh, this is a new one. It worked well.
And then we were talking like, how would you even explain that to somebody? Like, you're talking to the cops and you're explaining that there's all these dead people in here because there's ghosts inside of big animatronic things. And
I mean, they conveniently like glossed over that because that would be very, very hard to discuss. I think like convincingly.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. So I don't know, but overall, I just thought it was a really good movie. Again, it just fuels my urge to wear these helmets even more.
It actually makes these helmets even more creepy because, for me at least, because I don't know anything about video games, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
None of it. Video games, anime. Even though, I've seen a few episodes of Demon Slayer. I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen today.
She watched the movie.
I didn't watch it like all of it, but I was pretty into what I was watching. But anyway, I don't know all this stuff. So when I see things like I have no connection, we watched that little like gameplay. Well, he might watch it longer than or no, he just showed it to me just so I could know what it was about. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is terrifying. But it didn't really mean anything. But now I feel like these are even like more creepy than previous because of the movie and what I've seen.
So actually, speaking of like creepy, it's funny because my niece, when she comes over with my sister, and she loves to run around the house, and then she ran into this room, which is not a kid-friendly room, might I add, because there's printers all in the background, there's pieces of filament on the floor, there's like sharp objects around. So I was like, oh no, you can't go in there. So I grabbed her. But then she was in here, she ran in and she just stopped dead in her tracks because she saw Thresh over here in the corner. And she was like, absolutely not, and just turned around and left the room.
This is the room with the monster.
The room with the monster, yeah. So she comes up the stairs and she'll like peek around the corner and see, and she's yep, it's still there. We're good. So now she goes to the other room in the back. But I just thought it was amusing. But if she sees these helmets, I'm really curious. Oh no, that's right, she did see it.
She didn't like it at all.
She didn't like it, yeah, because I put Freddy on and she did not like it at all. So I don't know if that was just a her thing or if it's all children type thing.
Probably all children. Oh, Just G said that he enjoyed the movie, not knowing anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I think they did a good job just making it a good movie overall. Yeah. Like for anybody to watch, you didn't have to know anything about it in order to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just I need to get through the rest of the helmets too. I'm very curious if they're actually going to make a second one.
Oh, actually, I saw that. They're gonna. I think what I read is the director or somebody said, okay, if the first movie is successful, they're going to do a second and third. So they are signed for 3 movies. And nice. I think what I saw too is that even before the movie was released in theaters and on streaming platforms, they had already made their money back from the deals they made from theater distribution and streaming.
Oh,
that's okay.
That's
I
crazy.
guess they had a hit on their hands. Yeah. I was randomly looking that up after watching the movie.
Well, like in the movie, you had a whole bunch of anxiety, so you were.
I mean, it's suspenseful, right? I don't know.
I think it wasn't suspenseful after he introduced his sister, but at the first part, when what was it? The part where.
Well, it starts with that first security guard.
Yeah, the first one, and he's getting the mask put on his face.
Yeah.
And then it was another part. I think it was when Funtime Foxy. I don't know, it was like coming down the hall. I just remember something. You were like in your seat and you were kind of looking at the screen like this, and you're like,
I didn't cover my eyes.
You didn't cover your eyes. You covered your body. You did a defensive curl in the seat.
Yeah.
But
don't let him sit here and act like he hates scary movies.
Absolutely.
I have seen a lot of them.
It.
Now I don't at this day and age. I don't be testing my nerves like
Back
that.
in the day,
but I used to watch a lot of horror movies. But you don't watch none.
I don't. I get scared very easily. Everyone knows that about me. I have no shame in admitting that. So I mean, but it's funny because like I can do horror as in like Saw movies or horror as in, you know, like things that just basically aren't poltergeists or things that aren't ghosts. Zombies, I could care less. Like 28 Days Later, love that movie. It's a very old horror movie, I guess it's more. I don't know. Maybe it's more suspense or thrill. I don't know. But things like what's the name of that movie? What's the movie I said I watched? Oh gosh, Asia, what is it called? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I was like, absolutely not.
Now I watched that.
Absolutely
I
not.
watched that when I was a child.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not watching.
Now, granted, I was scared for days upon days afterwards, but
yeah, no, I'm not watching any of that. So
yeah, they said 28 Days Later is horror sci-fi.
It is horror, so yeah. I mean, I remember it being scary, but now I guess since so much time has passed, it's nowhere near as scary.
Oh, speaking of movies, that I don't even know why. This has actually nothing to do with anything, but last night we ended up watching Pacific Rim. And so obviously, he's the biggest movie buff ever. And I obviously not obviously, but just through being with him, I realized I actually haven't seen any movies at all. Like I've seen movies, but I mean, he's seen a lot of movies. Yeah. So I was watching Pacific Rim because he said something about the third one's coming out.
Yeah. The third Cataclysm, is that the name? I can't remember the name of it, but the trailer for it just came out. I'm again, a huge Pacific Rim fan. I really want to cosplay as Gypsy Danger, and I don't know, maybe make her Striker Eureka or something like that.
You just watched the series, didn't you?
Yeah, I just watched the series too on Netflix. I think it was great. I didn't like the whole thing with the boy turning into a kaiju. Didn't really care so much about that, but I mean, overall it was decent. But more importantly, the first one was absolutely my favorite. I take that back. In the animated one, they have Apex. Apex was an awesome kaiju, a Jaeger hybrid, and I did like that. But I really just want to cosplay as Gypsy Danger. I've only seen a few people actually do it, but I don't know. Maybe that movie wasn't as popular as I think it is. I loved it.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific Rim.
I thought it was really good watching it, and I thought I was saying that it was kind of predictable in a lot of ways, like very like I don't know. You just knew what was about to happen.
Yeah, it was extremely. I think it was very predictable.
I don't know if I would have said this 5 years ago, but now that I'm around him, 24/7, I've seen so many movies.
Now that you've been upgraded,
I've seen so many movies. I'm like, oh, this is about to happen. This is about to happen. But it was good.
It's very good. Mm-hmm. Very good movie.
But the concept was nice. I did have questions about that nuclear reactor thing. So that was a plot.
Mean Gypsy Danger being analog plot. Instead of digital and having a nuclear reactor instead of...
plot hole. Well, why did they need fuel?
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
If it was... they had nuclear energy.
There was a few things that I did question. I'm sure probably someone somewhere on Reddit or something has, completely discussed it. But, yeah. Anyways.
I mean, it is a small plot hole. It was nothing serious by any means.
So hopefully you guys one day will see me doing a Gypsy Danger cosplay. I mean, if you guys could see what's going on in the background here, there is so much stuff between boxes and filament and printers and pipes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
unfinished
props. What are all the things that you're trying to work on right now?
So that's something else. Yeah, that's I'm gonna get into that later. There's so much to talk about that. There's so much. But
Signs. Oh my gosh. Signs is so scary.
The movie Signs.
I love a movie, but it's so scary.
Signs was not scary.
Yes, it is. I can just tell you the exact moments every single time I freaked out. Okay, when the when he had the knife under the door
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to see what was under there. Then he saw the alien that he chopped off his fingers. Oh God, that was so scary.
Everyone always says also the part where he walks past the birthday party.
Oh yeah, he's just like walking. And then next thing you know, he turns back around, he looks at the camera, and everyone freaks out.
Everyone says
that's
that
scary.
Yeah.
When they're down in the basement, this movie, and then down in the basement, and the alien fingers going to grab the little boy. Scary.
Or when the foot goes into the corn maze. Remember, they're in the not the corn maze, the cornfield, and like they shine the light, and you see the foot, and it goes in.
I remember that one.
I
mean, you remember it, so.
I mean, because I thought it was a very good movie, but
it's good.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like that wasn't exactly a scary.
When the aliens ended up on the roof and they're in the hallway, like, oh my God, what's gonna go on? And then all of a sudden they see the alien fingers on the door and they had to run. Oh my God.
I mean,
it's good though. It's a good movie, but it's a little freaky.
I mean, any alien that can be taken down by water, I'm kind of like, But anyways, I digress.
It's the very end of Blair Witch. Oh, I never made it through Blair Witch.
I never saw Blair Witch
because I was too freaked out by Blair Witch to see it.
Yeah, I never saw it. And then it came back to theaters, didn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it came.
I wasn't fooling with Blair Witch. I don't. Yeah. It was a little.
Because I thought like half the people said that it was scary, and then like the other half said it was.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't feel like risking that one. No. Even though I watched plenty of other things that probably shouldn't have been watching. But.
And that's something she'll tell you. Like, I don't like to watch scary movies in his house because I'm like, these spirits ain't coming in here. We're not getting no poltergeist. There's nothing. You can watch that mess outside, and then you can sage yourself down and then come in. But no, absolutely not. Not bringing that in here. I have such a phobia of that. Just for the Paranormal Activities.
Oh, I've seen that.
No, I haven't seen that. I've seen clips, and I'm like, the girl hovering over the bed. Just no.
That was really like innovative though for the time in terms of movies and for them to do it like that. Yeah.
I never saw past that clip. So
yeah, I've seen the movie.
Yeah, no. I think horror movies now are just very different from when we were kids because I feel a lot of concepts have been played out, and since movies don't really like to try new things, it's like what was it? Was it 2 or 3 Jeepers Creepers?
I think there's 3.
There's 3, I think, and then
maybe 4. I don't know.
They made multiple Final Destinations. They've made I don't know how many Freddy Cougars. I don't know how many Jasons. So like they keep repeating things, but they don't like to try a lot of new things. I think they're afraid of losing money.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 were good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I haven't seen them, so, yeah.
I don't think I've seen 3, but 1 and 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
You can make it through Jeepers Creepers.
Not risking it.
Why not? I feel it's not.
It's not what?
It's like if you can watch Saw or something like that, you can watch Jeepers Creepers.
Saw was more just gore and about, correcting people's actions in life, I guess, through horrible events that were happening to them. I think that's how they did it. I don't know.
Jeepers Creepers was good.
It's
scary.
Which was better, like Jeepers Creepers or Five Nights at Freddy's?
For the horror factor, definitely Jeepers Creepers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then for the what factor of Five Nights at Freddy's?
No, it's just a good movie.
Okay. So, of the characters that you saw in that movie, who would you want to?
None of them.
Okay.
It was creepy.
If you had to choose one,
I don't want to.
You have to. That's the fun of the game. You
go first.
Probably. Oh my gosh. Foxy.
The one with the
hook.
And it just basically was worn down.
Cutting the man up.
Worn down and basically didn't even have its old animatronic suit, basically.
Cutting my man up. That's the one that's actually printing. So yes. That's probably or Freddy. I liked Freddy a lot. Because like his helmet looks really cool. But yeah.
What's the difference between this is Springtime Bonnie, right?
Well, it's but it's like the yellow rabbit,
the most evil character in the movie.
Yeah.
But there's a blue character.
That's Bonnie, the purplish one.
Oh, so it's another Bonnie, but
yeah.
You can make it. You gotta take your hair down
now. Yeah, now I want to put it on. Let me see if I can have a conversation through it. I didn't glue down his ears yet because I don't know if I want to keep those glued down. But yeah, for now I have to be careful because they can come loose. Gravity's holding them into place. But yeah, let's see. And you can see his jaw moves. Oh, wait. I remember now. I have to put it on like so. There we go. Yeah. So I think I should walk around. It's going to be a fun Halloween, that's for sure. Look at that. It looks so creepy. I'm looking at it on the camera. I didn't really look at it. I need to get something that makes the jaw move up and down. But
are you gonna turn yourself into an animatronic?
Yeah. I can do this. This is so cool to me. Like these helmets, like, can they hear me still? Can anyone hear me?
No,
I hope so. Yeah, they should be able
Your
to.
voice carries. So.
Yeah. These helmets, so the hardest part of actually printing them and getting them together is scaling them. And scaling them takes so much effort, man. I mean, because this helmet is a lot more slender than Freddy is over there. So trying to figure out the sizing. And then I also want to be able to print some of them on my CR10s instead of all on my S5, because S5 just takes a while. I want to just be able to print them, across multiple printers. And I could do that if I cut them up. But then that increases my post-processing work, and I kind of want to be lazy on post-processing and cut down the amount of work that I have to do. So Bonnie here was printed in 4 pieces, and I was able to get this piece on the CR10 S5. And I think that this one I was only able to print because the back of this one is very open, and also the sides aren't puffed out. Freddy here. I was able to print his. Well, he's in 3 pieces. So this piece right here, if these 2 pieces, like this is 1 piece, this is 1 piece, and this is 1 piece. If these 2 pieces were combined, I couldn't print it on my CR10 V3 because his cheeks would puff out too much. They would extend past the print bed. So having it in 3 pieces, I take this whole snout piece, flip it vertically, and then I can print it that way. Whereas the helmet, you can't really do that with. You have to print it, horizontally, essentially, or top down. But yeah, that's why. That one is much easier to print, and this one is much easier to print because they are in 3 pieces. But I could, again, just do that for the other pieces, but it's just so much more work because I have to try to hide the seams when I glue them. I have to line them when I glue them. And it's just so much easier when they're all together as one. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then almost everyone has a universal head size. Head sizes they vary, but not that much. So, yeah, this one actually fits her. So you want to throw that one on Nature, or you don't?
I don't know if it's gonna mess with my ponytail.
Probably is gonna mess with your ponytail. You don't have to throw it on. Don't worry about it. So, I'm curious. So, I need to figure out which ones people want more, what they want next. I don't know. There's a lot of them to print. I'm sure I'll probably end up printing all of them and then have them back here on display or like put them on the wall. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. There's still a lot of wall space in here that I can prime real estate for cosplay items. And then we have, of course, the rest of the house, right? Right. Right. You come into the house and then, bam, just instant cosplay stuff. Or, actually, our neighbors down the street, you come into their house, kid you not, full blown Cayman sitting in their living room. Like, no exaggeration. Like, it's probably about this big or so by now. But
Yeah,
just
maybe.
full blown Cayman just sitting in their, in their whatever, in their what's it called? In their living room. So yeah. This summer is getting actually pretty hot right now. I think it's because I'm talking so much.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, maybe if
just breath in general, breathing probably.
Yeah, just general
does that.
Trying to exist.
Yeah.
Just making it Does the helmet look too big? Too small?
It looks fine.
Looks good.
Okay, but y'all can tell us.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks just fine on his head.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I actually have these all for sale in my store if you guys are interested. BalanceCosplay.com. Check it out. You can also go to BalancePerception.com. Another,
That's the parent company.
Yeah. the father that started it all. So, anyway,
yeah, I mean, do people even know, like, like you do all this 3D printing before or now, but before we're doing photography and
yeah, that's how like the whole thing
things.
started. Was actually with photography, and I used to go to the conventions, and I was doing photography, and then I was doing videography, and I did it for probably about 2 or 3 years, and then I kind of got tired of it, so I switched from it and I actually started cosplaying because it's a lot more fun to cosplay at the conventions than I think it is, in my opinion. It's like fun to participate sometimes. So we actually, she did her very first cosplay at what was it, GalaxyCon?
It was GalaxyCon, I think a couple like 2021 or something. I did Jinx from League of Legends. Don't ask me any hard questions. I don't know.
We're gonna make you
I just know what she looks like.
We're gonna make you a League of Legends player.
Yeah, he did. I'm not. But he, did his Thresh, Blood Moon Thresh, and I did Jinx, and we used his rocket for Jinx. Where is that?
It's up there actually.
Okay, let me go get it.
Yeah, she's gonna go grab the rocket. So yeah, that was it. I was thinking.
Oh wait, they can't hear you because I just took this. Well, they're gonna listen to me talk. They're not gonna hear you.
She actually took the microphone away.
Okay, I'm coming back.
But she's coming back with the microphone now because it's actually strapped to her. Stay.
Okay, yeah. So this is the rocket that I cosplayed with. And so let me see. Yeah, we have it painted red here with some yellow. And we've got this lovely belt looped around the side.
So that piece actually, I did go back, and this was after the con. I added lights to it. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh wait, I think the battery might be dead. Yep, the battery is dead. So, oh no, there it goes. Oh wait.
It might be on its way out.
Yeah.
If it's not staying on.
Yeah, so like you actually can't see it that well right now, but at night you can see it very well. And that actually prints in 3 pieces. That's like really one of the hardest parts about 3D printing is just splitting things up and figuring out how you want to do it, because you don't want to print something in the wrong orientation, and then that makes it like brittle from a certain position, or you have to excess filaments being used, or you have excess processing because of what's it called, the support, like just messing up your layer line. So that's just something extra to consider when you're 3D printing things. And yeah, that's how this looks. This was actually
I can't remember how to hold it.
Yeah, like right here on the shoulder, like that. Yeah, this is actually one of the very first things that I printed. Like one of the first large prints I ever did.
You still have the tag on it from.
Oh yeah, I need to clip it off. Oh, my knife is not over here.
From GalaxyCon.
Yeah. But it was like one of the very first large prints that I actually did, along with, I don't know if you see it on the camera, Yoko's rifle back there, the black one in the back is from Gurren Lagann. Again, I'm an old anime watcher. Some of the very first anime I watched was Trigun, Trigun, then Cowboy Bebop, Yu Yu Hakusho, of course, Dot Hack Sign, just really, really old anime. So that's why I don't know. Obviously, what's the name? I keep just thinking the name of it. Oh my gosh, what is the name of the anime I just said? Gurren Lagann. It's not as old as those animes, but still one of my favorite. And I really need to get someone to model that gun. It looks really, really good. It's just been sitting in the corner this whole time. And I need to get someone to model it. And I know I'm going on a tangent here, but funny enough, that's how I learned with that prop, is how I learned that you need supports for large props, especially when it comes to rods. So now in almost all my props, I put like a 1-inch or a 3/4 inch PVC pipe that runs down the middle of them, because that one actually doesn't have it in it. And that's how I learned when I tried to move it, it actually snapped because it couldn't support its own weight. So anyways, though, that's the tangent about that piece. So anyways, though, I want to switch over and talk a little bit about actually 3D printing itself. And basically, the first thing about 3D printing is deciding, or when it comes to specifically props, because there are a lot of things to talk about when it comes to 3D printing, but when it comes to props themselves, And that is, a lot of people ask, what is the best printer I should get for 3D printing? And talking about the props, it goes back to what things you want to 3D print.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to print things that you see here, then probably an SLA printer, a resin printer, is probably not going to be your best bet. You're going to want to get an FDM printer. Oh, you all right? We should have got some water, actually. I forgot that. But you probably definitely want to get an FDM printer because you can print much larger items because it has a much larger bed. And then she just recently told me that I look really cool when I'm always doing repairs because I look like actually, what did you say? You don't remember? You sent me the image, and you were like, "Oh, this is what I see when you're fixing the printers."
Oh my gosh,
there
it was this funny meme, and this guy was like, he was at like a server.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like looking at everything up and down and all this stuff or whatever. And it was funny because I was like, this is what I see when Mark is over there with his 3D printers, changing out nozzles and I don't know, screwing things, doing whatever. Hold on, wait, you change out nozzles, you might
get rid of jams,
change out the
swap out filaments.
I was trying to name them.
Okay, go ahead. There's still many more. Go ahead.
You might change the print bed.
I don't change the print bed.
But that you have switched them out.
That was like once. That's not something I do regularly. Because the heating unit went bad on one, and then I actually changed the surface of it, not the actual bed itself, because I had to change
the top of it.
Yeah, the surface. Because it did adhere properly. And
okay, I gave him a lot of flack just now, but I'm out of things to say.
I want to name them. Go ahead. Okay, that was all I had was two things.
Because it's so funny because I see you change out stuff. I don't know what is going on. Okay.
So yeah, I don't even know. Now
you were talking about what you want.
Oh
like
yeah,
the printers you need to print.
You need to print large items. So yeah, I actually use Creality and Bamboo. All my printers are Creality and Bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually started with Creality because I thought it was going to be the easiest. I saw so many like fanboys and groups just for Creality. Everyone's get an Ender, get an Ender. Enders are great. And then I got an Ender, and I'll just say it wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. I have an Ender 3 V2. I still have the very first one. I actually don't really use it anymore. I probably should sell it, but it's more nostalgic than anything. But it just sits in the room because I mostly print larger things now, especially on my CR10s, and then I don't really. Yeah.
I think because you have the what's that one?
That's the CR10 S5.
And then you have the mid-size one.
Yeah, I have 4 Bamboos, P1Ps.
Oh wait, did you get rid of the mid-size?
The mid-size printers are my P1Ps, and then my large printers are my CR10s, and then the largest is the S5.
Oh, I see. So the other ones are CR10s, but they're not as big as.
Yeah, they're nowhere. Yeah, that's basically just a steroids version of that one right there.
Well, for a while, I think that was before you got the Bamboos. You liked the Ender. Yeah. You liked the Ender compared to all the other ones.
Oh yeah.
But then once you got the Bamboos, you were like, yeah.
Yeah, because the Bamboo printers are phenomenal, but like the print volume on them is not that good.
Yeah.
And I think well, I want to get a K1 Max, but yeah, Jesse G, I think if I recall, I'm not sure he's still watching, but I'm pretty sure he has a K1, and that made me want to get one even more. So eventually I'll end up getting one of them, but I just had a lot of bad experiences with Creality, so I'm kind of trying to move away, maybe move over to Sovol or move over to what's the other company?
Their customer support, and
the customer support is terrible.
Trying to get stuff done with them is
a pain. But once you actually figure out the printers, they're not that bad to work on. They're just, it's just, I don't know. They're whatever. They're good printers once you know how to work on them, but the learning curve is very steep.
So I think you said one time when you did your panel at Ichiban Con, I think you were saying like you have to be willing to learn the printers and spend the time.
You have to put the time in.
If you're just wanting something to pop out like perfect, then a Creality printer.
It's probably not the best bet, man.
Like those are for people who have patience and who are willing to learn and take the time, trial and error, to figure out the best things for the printer.
And you want to be in the game for a while because you're going to have to learn it sooner or later.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like the CR10S5, funny story. I actually bought that one brand new. I think it was like $800 or something like that when I bought it. And I wasn't very established in 3D printing yet. And I remember I was just complaining to her because I could not get it to print because the V3s, I think, or V2s, whichever ones, they don't really have offset. It's like, if you guys 3D print, you know what I'm talking about. But offset is how you can adjust the nozzle in relation to the bed instead of adjusting the bed in relation to the nozzle. And I don't know. I had never dealt with that. And every time I print it, the nozzle would crash into the bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, Creality sent me a crappy machine. There's something wrong with it. And then after literally about a week or two, I figured out it was my end that was messing it up. So, yeah. But I need to get her into 3D printing. I need to have it so that so like I can be away. I can be doing like a panel or I can be doing something.
If you're away, I'm probably away.
I mean, most likely. But you say if you weren't, for some reason you weren't, and I go, Asia, fire up this printer. We got an order for blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and load that bad boy up and get it going. And then you'll say, oh, no, it has a jam. And I'll be like, good thing I taught you how to clear those before it went. You see like how this whole scenario is playing out? It just sounds so good. So is that what you're not hearing it?
Oh, I hear the scenario.
It's sounding good, right? And then you can be like, oh, Mark, it's giving me this.
So, all the talk that he's talking about, the attitude you need to have when dealing with Creality printers, I have none of it.
That's why we're going to, get you there.
Patience? What is that?
Yes. We're gonna get you the patience and get you the expertise needed to get there. Because now, we've been dating for what? Almost 5 years now?
No.
We're coming up on 5. We're coming up on 5 this year.
In December.
That's why I said almost 5 years. That's not that far away. Like if I said we were dating for almost 10, that's a far stretch. 5, we're talking months. That's not that far away. So I think it's time that because you've already accepted this part of my life, so we can go ahead and expand you upon. Oh, you're counting the months?
It's 9.5.
It's not that many. If I said, Asia, you're gonna become a millionaire in 9.5 months, you'd be like, that's not that long of a time. You'd be like, we're good to go. Right?
But you're not talking about you being a millionaire.
We're talking about something even better than you being a millionaire, and that's learning 3D printing. Because it's rewarding in itself. The silence means she agrees. Everyone knows. But anyway, so just going back to the printers. So if you want to print large things, you're definitely just going to need a large bed. And large bed means you're going to have essentially large issues and large failures. That's something I really need to probably start talking about more on my channel is failures. Because people always think that, oh, you create amazing stuff. You're doing so well. Like, they're like, oh.
Two things can be true at one time.
I mean, that's true. That part is true. But like they're like, oh, I don't know how to describe it. They're like, oh, it just seems like your stuff is always so good. Like you never mess up. Like, oh my man, you have no idea.
But I also think it feels the need to, because I know there's a lot of times that you're researching problems and you can never find the answer. But you eventually figure it out on your own. Usually. But I mean, there's people be having problems, you included, and the solutions are not always out there, or somebody might provide a solution, but it's not the best one, or something like that.
And I think when it comes to like solutions and stuff, everybody online has an opinion in their solution. You'll say you have a jam, and they'll tell you everything from leveling the bed to your G code is wrong to your filament is wet to everything in the book.
The filament is wet.
Yeah, so your filament actually you're supposed to not so much here because we don't really. I mean, I don't know. North Carolina is not super. I mean, it can be humid in the summer, but usually in the house it doesn't get very humid. And if your filament gets wet, it's not good. It's just really not good. And so if you live in a really humid area, then you need to have a constant filament dryer or whatever. But that's not something I deal with here. But yeah, anyways, everyone gives you a solution to your problem. And once you actually figure out your solution, you're like, it was none of these. They were all 100, and it wasn't a single one of these. So
It's like looking on Stack Overflow sometimes. So
I don't know what that is.
So Stack Overflow, for web development, like
Mm-hmm.
if you're coming across an issue, a lot of times, if you might ask like your colleagues or whatever, like, hey, XYZ is happening, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they know. And a lot of times we don't know. So we're on Stack Overflow looking to see what people have said about the issues. And sometimes the answers are absolutely terrible. Sometimes they're good. It just depends on what article you come about. But yeah, it's just like none of these things
are what I needed at all. Yeah. And it's just so funny that how that works. And you kind of just have to get more and more comfortable with what you're doing to know, okay, you know, like I use people's solutions as a guide. And I'm like, okay, I definitely know it's not that. It's not that. It's not, oh, I didn't think about that one. You know, and then I'm like, okay, with even thinking about that, it's not exactly what they said, but it might be something in this realm. So that just comes with, you know, time and I guess learning your craft and everything, like everything in life. So
what cosplay do you want to do next?
So the next one, oh yeah, I need to actually finish my Lich King armor. I'm gonna grab that because I want to show you guys. It's coming along. I've just been so I'm like most people, most cosplayers. I kind of get cosplay drift, ADHD, and I'm working on my armor, and then I'll see something like, for example, Hotel Has Been Hotel, and I'm like, I want to make that, and then I go make it, and next thing I know, 6 hours have gone by, and I'm like, crap, I was supposed to work on my armor today.
Yeah, I think like so much like thought goes into what you put in the store. And sometimes these other things, it's like, oh wait, I was supposed to be working on this.
Yeah, so much gets pushed to the side, and I really got to work on that. But you know, this week, guys, I'm really, really, really going to try to work on.
But is this the next cosplay?
This is my next one. This is what I plan
the next one
to finish. Yes,
that like you're going to show up in.
One. Yeah. Because I really, really need to do that.
Okay.
So I mean, this is where we have it's all printed. It's all assembled. I literally just have to finish it. And that's the stuff I just don't like that much. That's, you know, sanding it and priming it and painting it and then making sure. I mean, I already have the straps on here, so it's already good. You guys can see that video on my channel, this channel, where I actually wear it and so it fits. But
yeah, this was also an interesting learning process because I was working with him on a lot of this too to try to figure out, all right, like getting the pieces to like not hold together as in like, you know, because these things are printed in multiple pieces and glued together. That's not the part I'm talking about, but I'm talking about like having the armor fit on the body and what we were going to do, what we were going to add to make sure that happens. So we were playing around with like magnets and Velcro and like all these things, even like EVA foam and various things to try to get everything to hold together. So it's been that's interesting. It was mostly this chess piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny now. Had I printed this now, I would do it 10 times better than this is like a year ago, more than a year that I printed this. Yeah. I know so much more now and could print this so much better than I did. Because when I printed this, I actually only had an Ender 3. So all this was printed on an Ender 3 V2. And the print bed for that, I think, is 200 and something, like 200 something. It's a lot smaller than the print beds I have now. And if I could go back and have these printers, like the bigger ones, because it would just cut down so much on everything. But anyways, this is the next step. Hopefully I can release a video on this week. That's the plan. If I just, maybe just try to do one piece a day. I need to go ahead and coat this in Bondo, in the Bondo acetone method that I was showing a video on, and then I need to sand it down and go ahead and paint it. And painting it is not going to be that bad because it's mostly all gray. Have you seen it? I've
seen it, but it's been in a long time.
It's mostly all gray, so it's not really that much to paint. But
let me see.
Yeah, it's maybe some more so like accenting the details. That's going to take a while.
What's Lich King from?
It's from World of Warcraft. It's a phenomenal, Oh
yeah, so it's like gray, silver.
It's like silverish gray, the whole thing. So it's not bad, but you guys can see if you guys know the Lich King. It's like highlighting the accents
With
so
like gold
with
or
gold
copper
or
or
copper, exactly.
bronzy looking something.
And I'm probably gonna have to do those pieces by airbrush or by hand.
His head kind of looks like
Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. That's what I thought when I first saw it too. Actually, I'm trying to think like, what year did the Lord of the Rings movie come out? Because I can't remember if
2003, I think.
2003. Because I can't remember if I was playing the RTS World of Warcraft. No, it wasn't World
Well,
of Warcraft.
Return of the King came out 2003, so the first one maybe 2000.
Look up when Warcraft 3 came out, because that I was know if I was playing this. I'm pretty sure I was playing this. No, I have to. Yeah, I had to.
What?
Warcraft 3. That's the RTS, and I was playing that before I was playing World of Warcraft, because that was out obviously before World of Warcraft came out.
2002.
So okay, yeah. So I was playing this before I saw.
This looks like, again, because I don't know nothing, but everything looks like something.
It looks like what?
What's the shooting game we play? Elven Assassin.
That looks like Elven Assassin to you.
It looks like one of the worlds where you have to protect the princess.
I can agree with that. It does look like that.
Y'all play Elven Assassin?
We need to actually get back on VR.
Yeah.
We haven't played it in forever.
Yeah, we have not.
But
tonight feels like one of those nights I can play some Elven Assassin.
Shoot, after this we'll get something to eat.
I want Taco Bell. I actually been sitting here thinking about it.
Man, you guys, this is completely whatever from the stream. But I went to I have to vent about this because I completely forgot. I went to Taco Bell 2 days ago. I went back to Charlotte because I was helping my mom, and I had some stuff to do in the house there. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop and grab something to eat from Taco Bell because Taco Bell is cheap. And I'm thinking back to my high school days.
No, don't do that.
Man, I got a quesadilla, the combo. I think it's like a number 10 or number 7. So I got the quesadilla, the drink, and the taco.
And then some more tacos.
And then, I added on 2 more tacos and cinnamon twist. Now, I do have to give the discretion that I switched out beef for chicken in all the tacos. Anyways, long story short, my total was $20. It was like $19.50 something. And I said, this is just getting out of control. This is absolutely out of control. I'm going home to eat.
So back when I was in high school, we used to go over there sometimes. Was it maybe before track practice, after track practice? I can't remember. But we would get a little combo, and it was like a burrito, some Doritos, and
they're like the box. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know if it was the box.
Snack box.
No, they have the boxes now. I don't think back then, but it was like a little burrito, Doritos, and then we get like a drink, and it would be like affordable for a high school. For a high schooler, yeah.
Now things are just so out of control with pricing. Man.
Oh my god! Also, this reminds me too. Like we got yelled at one time on the cheerleading team because I'm sorry, this is random tangent, but we used to stop by Bojangles to get a kids meal, a chicken supreme kids meal before going to practice, and our coach was like, basically like, what the hell?
Yeah, you cannot be.
She was like, y'all cannot be eating Bojangles before you come here. She was yelling at us. I was like, oh my god. But I mean, I guess it does weigh you down.
Completely.
Like a biscuit, 2 chicken supremes, like a thing of fries,
fried food,
and then this is back when they had the cherry drink. So
cherry drink, man.
I'm so mad they got rid of that.
It's not there anymore.
I don't think so.
I haven't been to Bojangles probably in at least 7 to 8 years. So
he eats Taco Bell and Subway
every now and then. Like the last time I went to Taco Bell was.
I know, but I'm saying those are your fast
Subway's
food
my
restaurants.
One, Subway, I like Subway.
Maybe Zaxby's.
That's like
maybe Zaxby's.
Yeah,
You'll
like
get a
once
salad.
a year, maybe twice a year. So yeah, trying to keep this figure. No, I really got to eat healthier though. Like, oh man.
Oh, you just had some Bojangles? See, it's good.
Yeah, Bojangles is good. Don't get me wrong, but I just can't do it that often. I feel a little like sluggish if I do. It's the same as like like smoking cigarettes for me or doing hookah. I just can't do it.
Have you smoked a cigarette?
I've never actually tried a cigarette before, but I have done hookah. And I did that twice in my life. And I felt terrible the next day, so I haven't done it since.
Now, I would say that the last time that I had hookah... Wait, was this the last time I had hookah? I'm not sure. But I had it a few years ago, and I got really sick. But I was already feeling sick beforehand. Like, that Friday, that Thursday or Friday, and this is back when I was also, like, teaching and stuff, so around a bunch of German people. But I oh my gosh, lost my story. I was like feeling a little weird one day, and I was like, am I coming down with something? I don't know. But then the next day was my friend's like birthday party thing, and we were going out. And I was like, well, I don't feel bad today. Like I felt bad the day before. I felt very weird, but I was like, oh, I feel fine. I feel normal. So I went out, had fun, smoking hookah was part of that. Then the next day, I think I felt bad. And maybe I was feeling bad for like 2 days, and then finally I was starting to feel better. But I was to the point where I was like, I might need to go to the ER because I felt so bad. Like I had a fever and all that stuff. It was just terrible. And then I like coughed up a bunch of gunk. And because I smoked hookah, you can just go ahead. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Thank you for that visual.
Well, it was bad. So anyway, I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to go to I'm about to go to the hospital. Like, I do not know what to do. I did not know what to do. I did not know what to do. But then by the next day, I actually felt like 50% better. So I was like, oh, never mind. I don't need to go to the hospital. But before then, I was like, I don't know what to do.
Lord Jesus. Yeah. No, I unfortunately didn't have any of those experiences, but I just couldn't run. I remember I tried to go for a run the next day, and that was terrible.
Hookah's fun. So. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing those kind of activities after hookah.
How long do you have to wait?
I have no clue.
Exactly. Like, no one knows.
Yeah. And they have some nice flavors and stuff too.
They do strawberry, and I don't know. I think we did strawberry. It wasn't. Yeah, no. Then I went and got strawberry ice cream afterwards because I want a real strawberry. That wasn't cutting it. Yeah, I was very upset. I was like, no, this is not what I need because you have like strawberry taste in your mouth, but no strawberries. So no.
Okay, I think it's time for dinner.
Well, that's what we're gonna do after this stream. So, yeah. Anyways, I didn't even get through 90% of the stuff I want to talk about. Again, this is our very first time.
It's okay, but we've been talking for like an hour.
That's crazy. It doesn't feel like it. This is our very first time YouTube living, and it's definitely been. Yeah, it's fun to just sit here and just chat the breeze and not to shoot the breeze, not chat the breeze, shoot the breeze, and not be so pressed to meet everything. Because when I'm making my YouTube videos, I'm trying to hit like point, and just try to make sure I get as much information as possible. And also, everyone has limited attention spans. Yeah. So you have to hurry up and get through everything because, if you take 20 minutes to explain one point, no one's going to listen to that. So, yeah. Anyway, so just to sit here and just talk it up has been nice.
Well, thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Just G3D.
Yes, definitely check him out. I mean, I remember you subscribed to me, actually. I don't remember how long ago now, maybe a week or so ago, or maybe it's been longer than that. Time, it eludes me. But, yeah, I definitely checked out your channel, and I saw a lot of, like, the helmets that you've made. You made a lot of helmets, man. And, I don't know, I've caught in the helmet bug, too. Yeah, so... Actually, you have to let me know what your next convention is going to be. I think we're going to be at, is it Winston-Salem? Is that the one we're going to?
Yeah, Try It Anime.
Yeah, I plan on using my, what's the name of that thing? From Team Fortress 2, the medic, and then we're probably going to have her be the engineer. But that, again, just pulls away from this project. And I know I'm probably going to get pulled away, but I'm trying.
But our idea was that we were going to do smaller cosplays.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be like huge projects.
But it's like I have such a problem. I just want to do because I see people doing these amazing cosplays. They have everything from Iron Man cosplays, with like the electronics and everything working on them, to people making full blown mechs, to all this crazy armor. Like still one of my top goals is to do a Space Marine. And I'm like, man, I don't want to settle for something small. I want to go big. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go big. And I try to go big, and I'm like, I didn't realize how much work this was going to be. So
he said he's going to Dragon Con, and he hopes to have his War Machine suit. Oh,
nice. Are you gonna have a working turret, that goes up and down, left and right, maybe? Because I saw you working on your War Machine helmet, and yeah, I want to know if you're going to actually make the everything move and automate, like the guy's channel, Frankly Built. He's got that really awesome Iron Man. So I would love to definitely see your War Machine fully assembled and everything.
That'd be cool.
So yeah.
War Machine is Marvel.
Yes.
Don Cheadle's character.
Yeah.
Catching on.
Mm.
Oh, he said yes, a working mini.
Nice, very nice. Are you gonna? I'm assuming, yeah. I still don't know how to do all of that just yet. I know how to use servos and stuff basically to get it going, but I don't know how to code it. I'd have to have somebody code it. That's where you come in, Asia, because you know how to code, right? You can code that for me.
I don't even know what you're talking about. The coding what?
So War Machine has got this big Gatling gun that sits on his shoulder, and it tracks with its head, so it can like go left,
Oh
right,
yeah,
up,
yeah,
down.
yeah.
So you can code it to do that.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you can. Or okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. You said too much at once. I was still stuck on the first thing.
Oh, you look me dead in the eye. I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, we're gonna get this done. Okay, what? Yeah. Can you code that?
We're gonna
for me?
try.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's something I need to get going for which cosplay? Because I actually wanted to do Buddha from Record of Ragnarok, and I wanted to make his staff spin because I have that sitting over there in the corner too. Let's see. Basic at first. I'm just going to try to make that works. Yeah, just try to make it spin. That's definitely a place
Yeah, it
to
seems
start.
like there's so many layers to some of these costumes. Like there's so much you can do. So it's like taking it. All right, get this part done.
Just one piece at a time.
All right, now I'm gonna try to level it up and do this and level up and do that.
I actually wanted to make a working Barrett from Final Fantasy VII minigun spin. I have the file, but I just haven't printed it yet because again, it's going to take forever. But I want to see if I can make one that spins, and I have no idea how to do that just yet. So, yeah, that's really cool though. But,
all right, y'all.
Yeah, we are coming to the end of this stream. It's been the very first one. Thank you guys so much for coming, especially Just G. The helmet was a lot, but that was the hard part. Yeah, I've seen your channel with the helmet, and yeah, it looks like it's been a lot. I definitely look forward to. I always watch all of your videos, and I'm looking forward to what you make in the future because I can tell you're just like me. You like making big projects. So yeah, the 3D printing cosplay bug, it's a ravenous infection. So yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for our very first stream. Thank you guys so much for coming and checking it out.
If you check it out later, leave some comments. Let us know your thoughts on like everything we talked about today, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Probably the same time this coming Sunday. Maybe so, or maybe we switch the day. We don't know
Sounds
yet.
Good. We'll see.
We'll let you guys know.
We're gonna put it on YouTube. It's gonna be like stream coming, whatever time, whatever day. So you can tune in.
It's funny you actually said that. And, I don't know why I was thinking it. When you were like stream coming, I was thinking Law and Order was like boom, boom. And I was like stream coming, boom, boom. But then remember we were watching Resident Alien and he kept saying it.
That was a weird show. We watched the first episode. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Anyway, we're trying to leave.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
I got a Taco Bell to get. Okay. Bye.